In the small English town of Brighton, the Light of Grace ministry was seen by many as a beacon of hope. Its pastor, Reverend John Peters, was well respected, eloquent, and always preaching about holiness, love, and sacrifice. To outsiders, he was a man of God. To his congregation, he was almost untouchable. But behind the polished sermons and warm smiles, secrets were brewing. At first, it started small. Sister Mary, a young widow in the church, noticed that her tithes and offerings were being diverted. Whenever she asked about the financial records, the treasurer, Deacon Paul, would brush her off with excuses. Over time, whispers spread that church funds were being used to finance Reverend Peters' lavish lifestyle, new cars, expensive vacations, and a house in London that no ordinary pastor could afford. But money wasn't the only sign hiding in the shadows. Clara, a devoted choir member, had dreams of becoming a gospel singer. Reverend Peters promised to mentor her, but soon his mentorship turned into manipulation. He began asking her to meet him in private, making her feel guilty if she refused. Clara was torn. She loved the church, but she knew this was wrong. Meanwhile, some church elders turned a blind eye. They enjoyed their positions of influence, sitting at the front during services, collecting special favors, and benefiting from the power they held over vulnerable members. Anyone who questioned their actions was silenced or labeled as rebellious against God. It wasn't until James, a university student, decided to investigate that the truth began to surface. He noticed patterns, funds missing, favoritism in leadership, and vulnerable women being manipulated. Quietly, he started collecting evidence, bank statements, testimonies, and even recordings. Then, one Sunday morning, instead of another fiery sermon, James stood before the congregation. With trembling hands but a steady voice, he revealed everything: the financial fraud, the abuse, the hypocrisy. Gasps filled the hall. Some people wept, others stormed out in anger, but no one could deny the evidence. The church split that day. Reverend Peters and his loyal elders tried to dismiss it as lies, but investigations soon followed. The truth could no longer be hidden. Many members felt betrayed. Their faith was shaken, not in God, but in the men who claimed to represent him. Yet, out of the ashes, a new community was built, one focused on transparency, accountability, and genuine love. Because, as one elder who later repented said, "The church is not the building, nor the men in fine suits. The church is the people, and the truth must always come first." This story reflects the reality many families and communities face, where those entrusted with leadership sometimes abuse power. But it also carries hope. Corruption can be exposed and faith can be rebuilt.